And welcome to CBC Alumni Focus. I am Alumni Director Rob Stagenborg, and today I'm very excited to have a good friend of mine, a former student of ours, Brad Edwards, class of 2004. And if you don't know Brad, you're going to know Brad because he's doing so many great things in the community. He's connecting with other alums. Brad, first of all, welcome back to CBC.
Man, I appreciate it, Coach. I'm definitely happy and glad to be here.
Well, let's start off with some of your community involvement. You've really taken a lead role in creating some great programs for young African Americans and young alumni and young parents. You know, let's try to talk about all those. But let's talk about the 10th Collective to start off with. So tell us a little bit what you got going, Brad.
Yeah, so after leaving CBC, I attended Fisk University, it's a small HBCU in Nashville, Tennessee. W.E.B. Du Bois was an alumni of Fisk University, and he wrote an essay entitled The Town of the 10th in 1903. So what the Town of the 10th is the belief and concept that 1 out of every 10 Black men has to be an educated and exceptional leader to lead the masses. So what you had was him with that concept, and then Booker T. Washington had a concept that African Americans and able to succeed needed to learn trades and work hard and work in these industrial settings, because this was the time where industrialization was coming up in America. So they both had conflicted views on how to uplift the Black community. So what I did was looked at that and looked at my network, looked at my circle, and I have a vast network of all these great people that went to all kind of schools that have all these different kind of educations and experiences. So what I wanted to do was bring them all into a collective, do this collaborative effort to where, I have people that specialize in farming and hydroponics and that's those type of things. Well, let me bring some of the other people I have in my network that have these connections, this network, these leadership skills, so that we can work in tandem to get something done for the overall good. So when COVID came across, I understood that Black and brown communities would be affected the most by everything that was going to happen. We already had food deserts, we had lack of health care, we had so many different issues that was going to make whatever was coming that much of a that much worse in those communities. So, and looking at that, I came up with the idea, the concept of starting this, and we're 7 months in, and we've been able to do a lot of great things, but it's all been because of the community working with us and other people within the networks doing their part and bringing their expertise to the table, so we can make this work across the board.
And I think what I like about this is it's not just dropping off baskets of food or making a donation. It's providing mental health resources. It's providing parenting skills. It's providing useful life skills that you can give to African American young men and have them really be a catalyst for something great. That's got to make you feel very proud. And have you started to see some of the impact of some of your work?
Yeah. So with the organization, I have 4 pillars, because what we want to do is create a sustainable community. So we have eat healthy. So we're looking at starting some community gardens, educating people on making better choices and thus improving the quality of the food that they're eating, and knowing that there's more things than just these processed foods that they have in the areas. Grow healthy, financial literacy, creative arts, opening people's minds up to some different things that are out here. Think healthy, which is one of the biggest ones, like you just spoke to, is mental health. I'll come back to that in a second. And be healthy is our physical fitness. So that's like with the leaders with the soccer program, getting our young Black kids out so they're taking in this vitamin D, which is essential for African Americans. They're getting out exercising and they're starting to bond in that way. Mental health has been our biggest component this year, and I noticed in the African American community within the last 2 years, mental health has not been so taboo. It's been something that people are openly talking about, and they're sharing their resources and experiences. For the African American community, mental health was something that you never spoke about. Going to a therapist and seeking help was considered to be weak. It was considered to be something that you just kept in house. So people dealt with this over generations on their own versus going out seeking help and just speaking with other people in their community that may be going through the same issues. So through organization, I'm a community advisor for Dear Fathers. We have created a monthly session called Straight Mental. So we have literally Black men coming from all over the world. We've had guys come in from the UK, some in from Dubai, but we have them all over the country. So they come in and you have 40 to 50 strangers speaking on something that is fairly new for most of us. I have two licensed therapists that come in every month to facilitate the sessions so that people are not coming into this without having some type of resource or secondary information to go with after we're done. And it's amazing to see these guys come in and just be so vulnerable, so open. Each session gets better than the last, and it's just amazing to see these guys heal with people that they've never met before. So whereas the narrative used to be Black men never are weak around each other, now we're creating a situation and a room and a space where Black men can come in and uplift each other. We're changing that whole everything. Like it's for me, it's mind blowing. I think that's the thing that catches me off guard and just blows me away each time, is just seeing these guys really break down and walk away saying, hey man, I needed that. Like I didn't realize I had some of these issues, so I can't start coming to you guys' sessions. Or me and my father mended things, or I'm a better person or better father because of coming in and unloading these things that have been weighing on my back and my chest for all these years. So, in that regard, we're definitely seeing progress for sure.
I would think that some of these values that you're carrying, obviously were built here at CBC, but certainly at Fisk University, maybe talk about your experience at Fisk and kind of how that helped shape you, as well as, the foundation at CBC, to really motivate you to do these great things.
Well, I think CBC was probably my first experience where I actively understood what I was doing with any kind of community service. So during our senior year, I want to say with Delpha is where we did a lot of our community service stuff, our service hours. But going to Caring House was an experience that I never forgot. Even in my 20s, before I started the organization, I was just really putting together service opportunities for people, whether it was going to Caring House or we were going downtown to the homeless population. In the summer, any day it was over 100 degrees with the heat index, we were down there passing out cold water. I saw on the news one day that people were dying of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So I'm like, hey, we got a group of people together, and we've been doing it for 10 years now. CBC set the foundation for that as far as going out and seeing what it looks like to be with these people and understand their situation. Going to Fisk University for me was kind of a culture shock coming from, CBC where, the minority, I think at the time was maybe 2 to 3%, to going to a university where it was 100% Black. The way that everyone embraced each other is a family. If they saw you drift in any way, someone was there to uplift you. Someone was there to push you to be better and go further. And a lot of those people I'm still very good friends with to this day, but it was just that family kind of collaborative environment that made me understand that, I'm not better than anybody else. So when I go out into the world and I see someone that I can help, if I'm able to do it, then that's my task. That's something I have to do.
Recently, you just welcomed your brand new daughter. So obviously, becoming a father yourself, I mean, has that changed some of your perspective on life and community and the type of community you're building for your daughter?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you just had young children yourself recently as well. So it's one of the things where people tell you what it's going to be like, but until you step into it, is no way to know that joy. And you just become so selfless in that moment. So for me, I definitely want to build a community that my daughter can be safe in, that she can thrive in, and I want to build a legacy that she can be proud of. So for me, that was important. Like my father has created a legacy for me. I'm proud to have his name. So whenever I go anywhere, I have to carry myself to that standard, knowing that a lot of people do know my father. And I want to create the same thing for my daughter as well.
Another thing, a lot of people who follow you on social media, which I do, you're a big shoe guy. You like the sneakers. So you've been shut out. So tell me about your passion for the sneakers. I know you really take it to another level, don't you?
Yeah, so my grandmother kind of created this animal in me when I was young. And my father is a shoe guy as well. So, a lot of stuff that I buy, especially when it's like trainers or running shoes, I have to buy two pair because if he sees me in them, he's going to ask me, why didn't you give me a pair? Um, for me, the whole shoe culture has been something that like, me, Brock Chapman, class of '04, Herb Donaldson, like back when we were at CBC, like that was our bonding type of deal outside of school. Like, what mall are we gonna go to get these shoes, and you know, who can we call, what can we do? So for me, it was just enjoyment of the thrill of getting them. And now it's deep. Like you say, you've seen when I take the L's on sneakers, like I did this morning. But it's fun. For me, that's one of my hobbies, and it's something I really enjoy.
Who do you still, you mentioned a couple names of guys that you still kind of keep up with. Who you kind of hanging out with? I know you have a pretty large network. Give some shout outs to some of your buddies.
Man, so me and Brock Chapman recently started a soccer club, the Leaders. So what we wanted, I mean, Brock, man, was a hell of a soccer player at CBC, went on to play at MoBap, and he's coached collegiately for like the last 10 to 15 years. So he's been all around the game. He's done a lot of great things with it. So we wanted to provide an opportunity for young African American kids in the North Side and North County areas to learn the game and be able to train at an elite level and train with kids that look like them. Too often they have to go out to Fenton, they have to go out to Arnold, they have to go to these other places, and their experiences aren't always as they should be. So we wanted to circumvent that. So we started with a pilot program in the summer. We had 80 kids, 50 to 80 kids, depending upon, how COVID was going, that kind of thing. But to watch the kids from week one, where someone were like, kind of timid and coming in, to week 5, when we were sometimes like going to stop because it was raining, and the parents like, oh no, my kid is like, we got to go to practice today. So seeing them develop and understand the game was awesome. So we just ended the fall session. We had 120 kids total. So we're really looking to gear up and get some things together for the spring. So me and Brock are in constant communication. Me and Herb Donaldson, I'm his daughter's godfather. He's my daughter's godfather. One of my great friends that'll be a friend for life. And then Will Bush, class of 2002. Me and Will just embarked on a healthcare startup directed at the 47 African Americans in America, and giving some real solid options and choices, and really trying to change some behaviors to make sure that people are, keeping themselves healthy and following up. Because, again, going to the doctor is one of the things in our community that we don't like to do. So we want to change that and make that narrative a whole lot different going forward.
Well, Brad, it's been really great to catch up with you. I'm sure we left out tons of stuff that you're doing that we didn't get a chance to. But if folks want to kind of follow up with you and maybe learn a little bit more, is there a website they can go to, or how can they find out about some things you got going on?
Yeah, so the website would be www.the10thcollective.org. So that's the 10th collective.org, and everything that we're doing is under that umbrella. So you'll be able to see information about the Leaders, Melcura, which is the healthcare startup, Dear Fathers. Everything will be under there. So it's a lot going on. Everything is definitely centric to the African American community, which makes this pretty seamless. Even though it's a lot, everything is for the one purpose, and that's uplifting our community. So I definitely appreciate the time today, and hopefully some other alumni can reach out and we can collab, man. I'm willing to work with whoever, as long as we have the same mindset. I want to get to it.
Sure. And again, I want to point out that You guys do take donations. You raised $10,000 as of March of 2020. So, the money does help you to provide programs that are essential in this area. So you're
Yeah.
not adverse to taking donations either. So I just want to put that out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything, man, we take in, we give them right back out. We just did a big sock and blanket drive, I think last month. The 10,000 we pretty much used providing essential foods and toiletries, resources that people do when the pandemic first started. So, it's a continuous thing. So donations are definitely always welcome as we continue this fight.
Again, Brad, we really appreciate it. Your time. Obviously, me being your friend, I'm very proud of you, very proud of everything you've done. People at CBC are very proud of what you've done because you're obviously looking beyond yourself, and that's what we like to teach people. Again, thanks for your time, and tell your dad we said hello, please.
I will do. One more thing. So I was going through some stuff in my parents' house, and I found a award from when you were my baseball coach, and it was most improved, and I was kind of confused. I had to think about it for a second. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I led that team in runs scored, stolen bases, and was probably top 3 to 4 in batting averages. So I think an MVP would have been better. I know we gave it to Sam Terry.
Brad. It's all fuzzy math, and it's not really coming back to me. But I will tell you this: you might have been one of the worst baseball players ever come out. By the time we got done with you, you were ready for that B team. I will say that. Now, you were a good little player. You always gave your heart. You played hard, and you played the game right with respect. So I always did appreciate that.
No, I mean, we had a great time, man. That was a fun year with you and Coach A-Bag.
Right there in the aviation field. Again, Brad, thanks for your time, man. Good luck to you, and God bless, and God bless all the stuff you're doing to make our community a better place, okay? I'm going to have you hold on after I stop just to wrap up. But again, Brad Edwards, class of 2004, wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.